All right, guys. Mike is hot. We are live with another one, guys. Okay? We are live with another one. Welcome to the channel. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel. The only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, guys. Topic of discussion today, guys. Let's start off right out the top. Okay, let's start right off the top. Mr. C, welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat. Where are you located? I am in the US of A. August, how you doing? Welcome back to your chat. Welcome back to your channel, guys. Topic of discussion is, let's start from the top. All right, let's start from the top. RN, how you doing? Welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat. Hopefully everybody's having a good start of your week. Had a great Monday. You're kicking the week's ass. You know what I mean? Which fighter beats MVP? Want to see that dude humbled in the UFC? RN, why don't you like MVP? I thought his last few performances were really, really good. You know what I mean? Cannonier had no answer for him on the feet. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know who would be next for MVP. I mean, I know there's rumors going around that Carlos Prates and MVP might be, the next match that the UFC actually, books. But we shall see, guys. We shall see. I changed my mind on DDP fight. You were right. August, of course, I was right. Okay, I never felt wrong, not even for a moment, guys. Okay, but since we are on the topic of DDP, all right, brought to you by August. Thank you, August. I really appreciate it, guys. There's some rumbles. There's some drama going on out there. Okay, there's a buzz going on out there right now after UFC 319 and after Chimaev totally dominated DDP, guys. We got some drama right now going on with RDR, Reinier de Ridder. He is attacking Chimaev via tweet. And Chimaev actually responded and told RDR, hey, my guy, I'm going to make you look like a white belt. Quote from Chimaev's tweet, guys. Unbelievable. It sounds like a very exciting fight. What do you guys think about Reinier de Ridder versus Chimaev? Let me know on the chat. I'm gonna go a little bit more into detail with this. I mean, look, RDR, he's had some great performances in the UFC. Okay, his last fight almost got finished by Robert Whitaker. Okay, he almost got finished by Robert Whitaker. The fight did go all 5 rounds. Okay, I believe it was a 5-rounder, if I'm not mistaken. If I am mistaken, then I'll have to rewatch the fight. But there was a moment in there where Robert Whitaker rocked Reinier de Ridder, and it looked like he was gonna finish him. You know what I mean? Luckily, Reinier de Ridder cheated and held on to Robert Whitaker's glove, and the referee did nothing about it. But I digress, guys. RDR did win that fight, and RDR is the guy that I actually picked to humble Bo Nickal. That is actually when I actually started to like Reinier de Ridder. To be honest with you guys, I started liking Reinier de Ridder. As soon as I saw Reinier de Ridder booked with Bo Nickal, I knew right there, this is my opportunity to jump on this RDR bandwagon because I do not like Bo Nickal. I need Bo Nickal to be humbled, and RDR did just that. Okay, guys? Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Okay? It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. What are you guys doing? Support the community, guys. Come on now. Come on. Let me. That's right. I saw it too. That's why I changed my opinion. I gained respect for Chimaev. There he deserves the belt. He doesn't back down. If he takes it on short notice, hell, he'll be the GOAT in my eyes. August, I appreciate that. I appreciate that because there's a lot of people out here still coping. Okay, still coping with their decision, that they made to go with DDP. Chimaev by Goofy Hugs. Yeah, man, definitely. He's definitely gonna beat you by Goofy Hugs, and he's gonna get on top of you and beat the shit out of you. Okay, but guys, going back to the topic at hand, RDR. He's had some great performances. Like I said, like I mentioned, Bo Nickel, Robert Whitaker underneath his belts. But do I think Reina de Ritter actually has a chance against Chimaev? I mean, RDR does have ground game. He does have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills. Okay? But there's levels, guys. Okay? There's levels to this wrestling and to this Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, to be honest with you. Yeah, maybe RDR won't be able to, look as bad as Robert Whitaker did on the ground, right? Because Robert Whitaker had no chance. As soon as he got taken down by Chimaev just got on him and just ragdolled him and then submitted him and broke his face, basically. Okay. And to this day, people are making excuses talking about that Robert Whitaker went into that fight with broken teeth. Come on now, guys. All right, come on now. Let's get real. But RDR does have a background in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He is carrying some momentum, right? So I wouldn't be mad. I would not be mad if the UFC right now booked this fight for that October fight. It'll be a quick turnaround for Chimaev. It'll be one of the quickest turnarounds for a champion in UFC history. If Chimaev is able to do a turnaround in October and fight RDR, it'll be very impressive. Let me read some of these comments before I delve much deeper into this. What's next for Arman Tsarukyan? That's why RDR, not that. Someone in the chat doesn't understand BJJ and calls it Goofy Hugs. Aran, I agree with you. What's next for Arman Tsarukyan? I think Arman is going to end up fighting Ilia Topuria. That's the right fight to make. Unfortunately, the UFC, they do crazy things. Guys, like and subscribe. Okay? What are you guys doing? Run up these likes, run up the subscriptions, and run up the shares, guys. Okay? Do me the favor. Support the community. What are you guys doing? Let's go. Come on now. Let me read. Anthony Hernandez is better than RDR. That's debatable. That's debatable, guys. Okay, I'm just being honest with you. That's debatable. All right, because Anthony Hernandez, he has a few losses there that, when you look back at it, it kind of makes you question, is he really that good? All right, is he really that good? Daniel Cormier got shook seeing them lip lock. Fluffy versus Chimaev would be insane. Anthony Hernandez versus Chimaev. You guys really think Anthony Hernandez has a chance against Chimaev? I mean, be real with me, guys. Be real with me. You really think that Anthony Hernandez actually has a chance against Chimaev? Because I don't know how he has a chance, guys. All right. There's levels to this, guys. There's levels. This is what a lot of people don't understand. There's levels to this, and unfortunately, I don't see even RDR competing at a high level against Chimaev, even with his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills, and even with his momentum. Okay, I see RDR also getting ragdolled by Chimaev, and most likely getting submitted and beaten to a pulp. To be honest with you, but I'm still hoping the UFC actually booked this so Chimaev can actually prove everybody wrong, talking about that he's not going to be a good champion and defend his belt multiple times in 1 year, when he'll be the quickest turnaround in champion history to defend his belt. Very impressive if he's able to pull this one off. Hopefully he is. Hopefully he is. I thought I was wrong. Let me see. Mr. C, hold on a second. Mr. C, I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken. I thought I was wrong twice, but I was tripping. Wow, August. If I'm Chimaev, I do one more fight at 185, then go up and fight the winner of Ankh and Porton. That would be a mega fight, but it put his grappling to the test. Light heavyweight might be too big for Chimaev. Well, Jack, I like the way you broke that down. You got a lot of you got a lot of smart game planning that I see right now. You know what I mean? I see it. I see what you're trying to do here. Um, I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how the UFC actually attacks this. To be honest with you, because I don't know if the UFC is gonna actually let that happen again, where you have a champion versus champion situation. I don't know if the UFC is gonna let that happen. I think the UFC is gonna want Chimaev to defend his belt multiple times in the middleweight division before he actually moves up to the light heavyweight division. But we shall see, guys. We shall see. To be honest with you, okay. Let me read some of these comments again. Clay says, "What are you questioning with yourself? What are you questioning with yourself?" Clay's memes. I'm not questioning anything. What are you questioning coming into this chat? Asking a question like that. Let me know, please. Let me see, bro. Bro is a melter. I don't even know what that means. Mr. C says RDR is not a turtle on his back. He matches up better stylistically against Chimaev, but he would not be the favorite by a long shot. Thank you, Mr. C. I actually agree with everything that you said and how you really broke that down. I actually, yeah, that's the way I look at it as well. I mean, look, I already said it. All right, I already mentioned it. RDR has Brazilian jiu-jitsu skills. All right, good ground game. I think his stand-up is improving. It's ever improving. I like the way he's not afraid. He's not afraid to stand in the pocket. A lot of fighters, they don't find success in the void. And for Reina de Ritter, let me tell you something. For being for RDR coming from a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and a ground game type of fighter, his stand up as of recent has been looking really, really sharp. It's been looking good. I like those knees that he lands in close distances. I like them as well. And I like his abilities to, take the fight to his opponents. But with all that said, I still think if Reina de Ritter goes up against Chimaev and the UFC actually booked this, I think this is going to be a quick win for Chimaev. Even though he's stylistically, he's a much better ground game fighter than DDP. I still think Chimaev is going to be, going to go in there and prove a point, to be honest. Those knees might give Chimaev some pause. Mr. C, that's one thing that I was looking at as well, right? That's one thing that I was looking at as well. I was looking at Reina de Ritter, and I was looking at his style, and I was looking at all the aspects that I actually like, all the tools that I actually like of Reina de Ritter. And that's one of the tools that I actually do like is those knees that he's able to land in close distances. They're really, really good. They're really effective. And he uses them really well. So, it will cause some problems for sure for Chimaev, but I still think Chimaev will come up on top. If Ian Machado, Gary, or Shavkat move up, those matches versus Chimaev would be great. They both got ground and striking skills. Yeah, but guys, let's be honest with you. I'm just gonna be real with you right now. I'm just gonna ask this question. I'm gonna ask it once, okay? Ian Gary couldn't submit MVP. Okay, so MVP, he just fought Cannonier in the middleweight division. So let's say if MVP fought Chimaev, you think Chimaev wouldn't be able to submit MVP? Get the fuck out of here, guys. Get the fuck out of here, guys. If MVP stepped in the freaking octagon with Chimaev right now, Chimaev would submit him in the first round. Point blank period. That's what I believe. I don't give a shit who's going to debate with me, okay? So if you're going to bring up Ian Gary moving up to fight Chimaev, that's not going to look pretty, guys. Okay? Yeah, Ian Gary does have some phenomenal striking and phenomenal ground game. Don't get me wrong. But if you're not able to submit MVP on the ground, a guy that doesn't even come from a ground game or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background, I have no faith in you going up and fighting Chimaev and finding success on the ground. Point blank, period. Okay? Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Okay? It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Okay? Support the MMA community. It takes minimal effort, guys. Come on. Let me see if my mic is on, and my mic is on. It's hot. Let me read some of these comments real fast before I continue going in. I heard that fart loud. Definitely didn't fart. The toys in the back held their noses closed. For sure, for sure. I know them cheeks be clapping when you walking. No Diddy. And look, guys, if you're going to say something like that, right, I'm going to tell you like this. You probably have a mother, right? You probably have a mother that talks with a lisp because she comes from a background of sucking dick. Okay. And you probably come from a background where you guys all were on Section 8. Okay. All on Section 8. Trash of a people, trash of a human being. Okay. Drug infested. Okay. Police had to run into your house and raid it. Okay. Of how low life you guys are. All right. That's most likely where you're coming from. Okay. All right. That's most likely where you're coming from. And please, guys, stop fucking your cousins. All right. Stop the incest. We got enough retards walking around this earth. All right. It's enough that we got retards in the chat. Let me read some of these comments here. For how tall Chimaev is, he shoots lower than possibly anyone in the UFC. Mr. C, I think the reason why he shoots so low is because it gives his opponent no chance. Literally, it gives his opponent no chance. If you're talking about ankle picking, you know, Tony Ferguson back in the day, I mean, Chimaev is definitely ankle picking everybody. Everybody. Okay? Let me read some of these comments. Diddy says, someone call for me. What's up, Diddy? What is going on? Welcome back to your chat. Welcome back to your channel. Okay. Let me read. Mr. C says, Ian Gary's wrestling is sloppy when he gets tired. Mr. C, I happen to agree with you. And you got to remember, in that 5th round, Carlos Prates did find success in the feet and almost finished Ian Gary. So remember that, guys. Okay. Country Boy says, can we see that collection in the back, brother? There you go. You got to see it. Arvan says, bro, chill. We all love you, so pulling your leg. Arvan, I do understand that, but don't get mad if I come back for you. All right? Because if you're coming for me, I'm coming back for your neck. All right? And if you can't take a joke, then too bad. All right? Or maybe, you know what I mean? Just maybe I am right. All right? And he does come from a background where his mother talks with a lisp because she is sucking too much dick. Okay? And maybe he does come from a background where they coming from a drug infested, raided fucking house. Okay, just maybe. Okay, guys, like and subscribe, support the community, please. Okay, run up those likes, run up the subscriptions. He says, oh yeah, Captain is definitely that person, guys. Guys, Captain is definitely pissed off right now because most likely he is coming from a background like that. All right. He's definitely coming back from a background like that. And he's a scared little boy that had to drop out of high school because people wanted to beat him up and he couldn't deal with it. You know what I mean? So sad. So sad. Oh, man. You know what I mean? Be careful. All right. Just be careful because you're fucking with somebody that will make you crippled. All right. Make you crippled like someone you know, you son of a bitch. But anyways, guys. We hit a nerve there. Yeah, you definitely hit a nerve. You definitely hit a nerve right there where his mother, right? His mother talks with a lisp and she sucks dick. You know what I mean? Definitely hit a nerve right there. You know what I mean? I know for a fact, I know who I'm talking about. All right? Everybody is disguised, you know what I mean, these days. Disguised, thinking that technology isn't easy to use. But let me tell you something. If your mom talks with a lisp, all right, she's sucking too much dick. All right, that's it. And get off your ass. Get off Section 8, and get yourself a book. All right, get yourself a book and read more. You said, do you play with your toys behind you for fun? No, not really. They're just there, man. They're just there. Bo yapping. I'm trying to see his cheeks clapping. Yeah, man. You already know. You already know what it is, guys. The only reason why you're bringing that up is because you know I'm right. You guys know I'm right. I know who you are, guys. I know who you are. You guys are. It's a sad story. You know what I mean? It's a sad story when you gotta hide yourself and you gotta sneak around people's channels. You know what I mean? Man, you guys have no life. Literally, no life. No life, man. It's so sad. You know what I mean? Your father probably weighs by now, if he's not dead yet, right? If your father's not dead yet, he probably weighs like 700 pounds. Okay? Guaranteed. All right? And like I said, guys, be careful because you are fucking with somebody that will fucking cripple you like someone you know. Okay? Fire. Good looking, my guy. Of course, country. Maybe. Mr. C says Henry Cejudo's ankle picks were better than Chimaev, but he left those in the Olympics. Mr. C, I agree with you, man. I haven't watched a Henry Cejudo Olympic wrestling match in a long, long time. Let me tell you something. But let me tell you, Henry Cejudo definitely has some high level wrestling. And yeah, he used it really, really well in mixed martial arts and in the UFC. I can tell you that much, guys. Let me see. Children. I don't even know what he's. How do you stop bums from having children? Vin Diesel. Let me see. How do you stop having bum? How do you? I don't really know how to answer that. I think how you answer that question is, you know, what does what how do you categorize a bum? Because in my opinion, a bum is a person who comes from a background where his father is about 700 pounds, right? And his father left him, right? His father left them because they just weren't good people in general, all right? Drug infested, right? Section 8, right? Section 8 literally have to have assistance from the government. I think that's what categorizes a bum. You know what I mean? So hopefully there ain't no bums out there having children. Because if you are, let me tell you something. If you are a bum and you're one of those that come from that background where you're on Section 8 and your father is 700 pounds and, you know, you're over here, you know, that has a mother that talks with a lisp because she's taking too much dick in her face. Guys, I digress. Do you have South Asian ancestry? No, definitely not. Winning Chimaev is even bigger than winning the title. I hope Chimaev remains champion until next year so that my boy DDP can redeem himself and bring the belt back home. Gino. I'm so, bro. I'm literally laughing right now. I'm sorry, guys. Gino, look, I love your enthusiasm. Okay, your enthusiasm is, it's awesome. I love it, Gino. I absolutely love it. Okay, I can't get enough of it. I really can't. But I have to stop you right there. Okay, if you really think and honestly think that next year, next year, DDP is gonna rebound from this and go on just a crazy win streak, and then all of a sudden fight Chimaev and beat Chimaev, that's delusional. Okay, I must say that is delusional. I don't even think 3 years in Dagestan for DDP training just pure wrestling, okay, will help him against Chimaev at this point, guys. Okay, pure domination in his last match against Chimaev. I don't want to see that again. Okay, I don't. Moving on. Don't worry, I'll get those hecklers hold my oil. Thank you, Diddy. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Diddy, do the Harlem Shake with me. Do the Harlem Shake. I'm South African, and what Chimaev did to us was very humbling. Winning him means more than getting that title back. Gino, I agree. All right, and Gino, you're not the only one. South Africans are not the only ones that got humbled that night at UFC 319. Excuse me. A lot of people got humbled. There was this narrative. There was this narrative out there about Chimaev that he didn't have enough cardio. He didn't have enough experience in the octagon. If the fight goes to the later rounds, DDP is gonna beat him. All these narratives that people were writing, and yet, you know, after Chimaev totally dominated DDP, the only thing these people came up with was more excuses. Okay, more excuses. DDP will never be the same after such a domination. RN, I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. DDP's coach reckons 12 months and he is beating Chimaev. Well, Vin Diesel, hell fucking to the no. That's not happening, guys. That's not happening. And like I said, if DDP goes to Dagestan for 3 years and trains wrestling, I still don't think that's going to give him an upper hand in what Chimaev got going on, guys. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just being real. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Come on now. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Like I always say, guys, this is your channel. Okay? The only channel where the fans come first, not last. Run up those likes, run up the subscriptions. Do me the favor, guys. Thank you for supporting independent MMA, the independent MMA community here. Jack says, I think Nasruddin or that fighting nerd would both beat DDP. Jack, that's a good point. Is this dude Indian or Latino? Either way, I'm with Diddy on this one. Swag. I am. Anyways, Jack, I've got Nasruddin by decision over the nerd when they fight. Okay, Jack, that's a good prediction. That's a good prediction, but we'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. Okay. Mr. C says one thing I don't doubt is DDP's mindset. I don't think he will lose his fighting spirit like some would have after that performance from Chimaev. Well, Mr. C, I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. You know, you don't want to find yourself in a two fight losing streak, and hopefully DDP doesn't do that. Hopefully he does come back and get the right opponent so he can get a win. And I did hear DDP's coaches talking about going back to the drawing board and then coming back, fighting once, getting a win, and then fighting Chimaev. But I'm like, bro, you are delusional. Okay. Did you see the faces of the other middleweights in the crowd cam? He humbled all of them. You're definitely right. He humbled all of them because he showed them that he could wrestle for 5 whole rounds and not get tired. All right. Gino says, just think of it out of 25 minutes. DDP got no damage. It was poor domination. DDP has the strength, but he has no technique. If DDP had better wrestling, his wrestling skills, he would have won. He would win. Yeah, I mean, a lot of those moves. All right. I mean, you guys gotta go back and watch my live for UFC 319 for the main event, guys. I'm telling you, I called it. I said as soon as the fight hit the ground and I saw what DDP was trying to do, I said it right away. He's doing white belt material stuff. This is exactly what white belts do. When a person grabs them and takes them down, they try to power out of it. They try to use all their strength to get out of it, not knowing that you're actually using and expending a lot of energy when you do that. When in reality, you should be calm. You should be calm, and you should start reading what your opponent wants to do so you can start game planning for your next movements. You got to be patient on the ground, okay? You got to use technique. But unfortunately, DDP had no technique, and that's the reality, guys. Mr. C says, Assalamu alaikum. Is that what you said? Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah. Wait, this dude is actually chill. Subbed. Thank you, Captain. I really appreciate it. You should sub. Why not? Gino, Islam Makhachev became a better fighter after he got humbled. This was DDP's first defeat in the UFC and was embarrassing. Maybe this humbling was that DDP needs. Gino, I understand what you're saying, and maybe a humbling was what DDP needed. But honestly, what DDP needed was a wrestling coach. That is the reality. The reality of the situation is that he needed a wrestling coach. The only thing that his coach taught him was to survive. Okay? He did exactly what I would do when I roll against a black belt. Okay? There's no way, like, I'm not a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Do I have a lot of mat time? Yes. Have I rolled with brown belts and purple belts and black belts? Yes. But when I roll with purple belts and brown belts, I'm not getting any submissions. Don't get me wrong, but I come close. All right? I'm not getting any submissions, but I do get close, right? But when I roll against a black belt, I'm guaranteed I'm not getting any submissions. I know that for a fact. I'm not gonna get a submission on a black belt. It's just I haven't had enough mat time to be able to do that. Okay, point blank, period. So what do? I just survive. As long as I'm able to survive with a black belt, I think in my mind that is successful. Because if the black belt can't submit me, then I survive. I beat him because he should be able to submit me, right? I think that's what that's what they implemented in DDP's mind. But in reality, this is a fight. This is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Okay, you do not want to survive in a fight. Okay, you want to be the one being the hammer, not the nail. Let me read some of these comments. Outside of Chimaev, I don't see any other contenders defeating DDP. DDP is the second best in the division. That's true. Gino, yes, that's true. I mean, how do you think RDR and DDP go? Tell me, Gino, you think RDR beats DDP? Because, I mean, if you're looking at them both, RDR definitely has better Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and better wrestling than DDP. So who wins that fight? I'm curious. Johnny Walker getting KO'd by Goofy knockout. Look, I made my UFC fight prediction for that yesterday, and I do have Johnny Walker losing, okay, against, what's his name? Zhang Meng Yang. All right, he's definitely going to lose against Zhang Meng Yang. I remember the days when Johnny Walker was supposed to be the guy to beat John Jones. Remember those days? Funny that shit was. Mr. C says, hot take, DP needs better jiu-jitsu. Crucifix is not a wrestling position. He was like a turtle on the back. Wrestling doesn't teach you how to work from your back. Well, you're all right about that. That's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu move, and I did bring that up in my other lives. The crucifix is definitely a Brazilian jiu-jitsu move. And honestly, if he knew Brazilian jiu-jitsu moves, he would have been able to get off that crucifix. Now, I don't know. I don't know what type of pressure Chimaev brings. Now, from the looks of it, is a hell of a lot of pressure, because it just looks like he's putting a lot of pressure on that upper body. Now, is there a technique to get out of that crucifix? Definitely is. Would you be able to do it against Chimaev? I don't know. I don't know, because the type of pressure that he brings is fucking different. Okay. Dean, welcome back to the chat. Welcome back to your channel. Long-time supporter, long-time hater. How you doing, Dean? What is going on? Nelson, I don't even know what that says. Basel 2000. Gino says nobody has Chimaev skills. DDP stands absolutely no chance unless he counters a takedown with a flying knee or improves. But I don't see any other fighter in the division winning against him. I think Dricus probably will get a second coach, but there no way he will fire Moore and Fisher, because they are more than co-workers. They are also friends, but his definitely getting a second coach. Well, Gino, he definitely should get a second coach. All right. I mean, that coach that DDP has is doing a disservice to him. All right, because I saw that interview. And he was making too many excuses. Too many excuses. Okay? And if you're a coach making that many excuses, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? I don't know what to tell you. Yetna says, was Jamal Hill elite at some point? Yetna, welcome back to your channel. Welcome back to your chat. Everybody like and subscribe. If you are new to the channel, run up those likes, run up these subscriptions, and run up the share, guys. Support the community. Come on. And Jamal Hill has been a dead body forever, guys. Okay? The only reason why he got the belt and became a champion in the UFC is because he fought a dead body, okay, in Glover. Glover was about 500 years old by the time Jamal Hill actually fought him. Okay? Point blank, period. Facts. So Jamal Hill was never skills. The only skill Jamal Hill has, okay, is beating people up over Thanksgiving dinner, okay? All right? Preferably a family member. Gino says he needs an opponent like R. That's the perfect next opponent for DDP. It will be perfect person to prepare him for Chimaev. That would be. Gino, that would be. Ariane says, anyways, the final takeaways from the fight is that DDP's wife is fire. Damn, DDP's wife is fire. I did see her. I did take a peek at her. She is. She is. I like what I saw. I'll be back, guys. Just dropping my kids off at school. All right, Gino. You have a good one. Blessings to you. I appreciate you. Callum says, I don't think Chimaev has a great cardio. Just managed it well over 5 rounds. DDP didn't make him wrestle enough to gas. Callum, I mean, maybe, maybe not. You know, maybe, maybe not. Mr. C says, crucifix is not checkmate, but it's check. You got to prevent yourself from getting into that position in the first place. Mr. C, that's exactly what you have to do. And unfortunately, when it comes to, you know, the ground game, he doesn't know he doesn't even know how to get back into guard. As soon as you get side control or half guard, DDP is in trouble. Point blank, period. The guy does not know how to defend against ground movements, honestly. RN says, I don't care about Chimaev's cardio, and thumb rule is that the one who controls the pace of the fight will never get tired. RN, that's a good point. The guy who controls the pace will never get tired. That's a good point. I like the way you put that together, RN. Mr. C says, a little MMA math. Glover subbed Jan quick. Jan nearly KO'd Ank and took him to a draw. Glover subbed, yeah, Jan nearly KO'd Ank, yeah, and took him to a draw. Yeah. You know, MMA math, sometimes it doesn't even add up, to be honest with you. But Jamal Hill is still a dead body. Abbas Magomedov has this in the bag versus Chimaev. What? You're crazy, guys. But anyways, guys, I also did want to bring up something really fast. Okay, I did want to bring this up because I thought it was atrocious. Okay, I think somebody needs to speak to this fighter. Okay? For everybody out there, Frankie Edgar just hit breaking news, guys. And it's a sad, sad situation, in my opinion, because I do not want to see him do this. Somebody needs to have a conversation with Frankie Edgar. His coaches are doing him a disservice. Okay? His wife is doing him a disservice. Somebody needs to sit down Frankie Edgar and talk to him specifically about staying alive. Okay? Frankie Edgar made breaking news today because he will be joining the BKFC family. And unfortunately for Frankie Edgar, I have little faith that he will find success in BKFC. I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm just being honest with you. Does Frankie Edgar, does he have great stand-up? Yes. Does he have good hands? Yes. Does he have power in his hands? No. Is he an older mixed martial arts fighter? Yes. Is he a retired mixed martial arts fighter? Yes. Towards the end of his career, has Frankie Edgar been knocked out multiple times throughout his career in the UFC, especially towards the tail end? And the answer is yes. Frankie Edgar does not need to be joining the BKFC family, in my opinion. I do not want to see Frankie Edgar go into that, squared circle and get beat by, just get bloodied, get cut up, get beat to a pulp. I don't want to see it. Let me know in the chat if you think Frankie Edgar will actually find success in BKFC, because I have no faith. And unfortunately, nobody is out there talking to Frankie Edgar. Everybody is out there clapping for the guy. When in reality, I'm not going to clap. I refuse to clap for this situation because it's a sad situation. Frankie Edgar is going to find himself getting cut up and dropped in BKFC. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully Frankie Edgar proves me wrong. But guys, this is not Frankie Edgar of 10, 12 years ago. This is atrocious. But I'm gonna leave it there. Let me know in the chat how you feel about that. I did want to bring that up. I did want to mention it, just because I do want to be the guy saying that I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this shit. Okay? Let me read some of these comments. Duplessis racist ass got beat. Damn, let us going in. Let us give me the details of why you think DDP is actually a racist. Let me know why. Give me the reasons. Mr. C says Fire Zabibi said he still doesn't think Chimaev has proven that he has good cardio. He reckons that he paced himself by staying inside control. I mean, if you say so, but he never tired out. So, like Arvan said, if you're dictating the pace, then you will never get tired. Callum says, exactly at Mr. C, all about the pacing and control over 5 rounds. More like tell him to retire. My point exactly. Are you talking about Frankie Edgar? Because that's basically what I want to tell Frankie Edgar. Just retire. Do not join any combat sports anymore, please. You have a lot of knowledge when it comes to up here, so why don't you just be a commentator? Huh? I mean, the UFC is getting a new Paramount deal. Maybe they could slide you in there, Frankie. Come on, man. I do not want to see him in BKFC. Mr. C says, Duplessis is not a racist. I'm black and I root for DDP. There you go, Mr. C. Let him know. Let them know. That's the reason why I wanted to know. If somebody's going to call somebody else racist, they got to give me an example. They got to give me an example so I can have an inkling that it might be true. Okay? I guess he likes to go to sleep by the hands of another man. Damn, bro. Holy hell. Hopefully not, guys. Hopefully not. You know, if he's out here, you know, wanting to go to sleep from another man's hands, that's a dangerous place to be, okay? That's a dangerous place to be. You might as well call yourself Diddy. Oh, my gosh. Mr. C says, I didn't say that. It was from GSP's coach. Oh, okay. Oh, Sahabi. Sahabi. I mean, look, everybody is out there trying to write this narrative, guys. They're still not going to give Chimaev the credit. It seems as if everybody doesn't like Chimaev for some odd reason. They want Chimaev to just not find success. And I just won't be one of those people, guys. I just won't be one of those people. You know what I mean? But that's about it, guys. That's pretty much all I really wanted to talk about today when it comes to, you know, the UFC and when it comes to the topic of discussion today. Do I want to see Reinier de Ridder versus Chimaev? I mean, that'll be a very interesting fight. And like I said, it'll prove a lot of people wrong if Chimaev is able to do a quick turnaround and fight in October against, you know, a high caliber competitor in RDR. So why not book it? Hopefully the UFC book it. I'm excited for that. And when it comes to Frankie Edgar, guys, it's a sad story. It's a sad story. I don't want him joining BKFC. I want him to be a commentator, an analyst, something along those lines, somewhere where you don't have to get CTE and get your face punched in, preferably, you know. But yeah, guys, I agree with him though. Chimaev used to blow his load by going all out in the first round. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. But you got to remember, if you're saying Chimaev blow, if you're talking about Chimaev blowing his wad in the first round and him still going 2 more rounds, does that still say he has bad cardio? In my opinion, that actually says the opposite. And you just proved me right, Mr. C. Because if you're saying that in the first round, Chimaev blows his wad and he goes balls to the walls 100%, and he's still able to go 2 more rounds after that, I happen to believe Chimaev's cardio is really good. Okay. Fucking 2-second KO. Ben Askren is doing better. Yes, August. I did see that. I am watching him. I got a keen eye. Okay, on Ben Askren. I'm watching him. I follow him, and he's actually getting thicker from the looks of it. He's actually walking around now. You know what I mean? So that's good. Yeah, hopefully the progression continues, and I do want to see Ben Askren get the award for Comeback Fighter of the Year. I want to see it. Book it. BK insane. It really is insane, guys. I don't want to see that. Okay, I don't want to see that. They all want flashy, well-spoken fighters, not some Muslim, Dagestani, and Czechian stoic who barely speaks English. Hard to relate. Arvan, I understand, but you know, back in the day, Anderson Silva couldn't even speak English. Anderson Silva, when he got on the mic, he probably said 2 words. He probably said, "Thank you, I love you." Those are probably the only sentences Anderson Silva said early on in his career. And let me tell you something. Even with that, and even with him being stoic and smiling, and being funny, or being himself or whatnot, because I'm telling you, Anderson Silva did not say a lot of words on the mic. He couldn't. Okay, and people still loved him. People still loved him, and people still related. Okay. Gino says, "Okay, I'm back. No, I'm alone. No kids around. Free man." Anyways, what do you think of MVP? Will he get a title shot? That is what's up, man. That is what's up, Gino. And MVP, I don't know. I don't know if he wants to. I don't know if that's in his futures. I don't know if he actually wants to fight for titles. To be honest with you, I think he's at a point in his career where he wants to have fun fights, and I totally understand. Mr. C says, "I never said he would. He had bad cardio problem. I thought he had a pacing problem." Oh, okay, Mr. C. Excuse me. Okay. Well, if that's if that's what you're stating, then I happen to agree with you. Yeah, maybe he did have a pacing problem. I guess he just wanted to go in and finish the fight early. But most of the time he did. Imagine how insane it would be making a comeback from a double lung transplant. August, he needs to get the award for comeback fighter of the year. Point blank period. He needs to get it. I want him to get it. He needs to get that award. Comeback fighter of the year. Ben Askren, 2026. Book it. Yo, Mars. Mars, welcome back to your chat. Welcome back to your channel. Longtime supporter. How you doing? Where you been? Making your 1 month appearance, 1 week appearance, 1 time appearance. How you doing? Gino says, "I think Paddy the Baddy should move to welterweight. He is way too fat for real for lightweight." Maybe Gino, but right now, he's in a position where he's really, really close to fight, for that belt. And there's history there. There's history between Ilia Topuria and Paddy the Baddy. So I know for a fact the UFC is going to try to keep him in place. Okay. Elo, I understand. Yes, Sean Strickland wants to challenge Chimaev. How do you think that plays out? Look, Sean Strickland is a fucking dead body. He talks about that he wants to go in there and, do the man dance. When in reality, the man dance consists of him just throwing fucking jabs all day. Literally, and jabs that are not even accurate. They don't even land. Okay? He barely even fights when he gets in the octagon. But outside of the octagon, he talks about, "We're going to go to war, boys. We're going to go to fucking war. We're going to go fucking dick to dick." When in reality, Strickland doesn't even fucking do any of that. Okay? So when it comes to Strickland, shut the fuck up. Okay? And get some wins. Something that you can't do. Okay? I'm probably sure Topuria is ducking Arman. Gino, hopefully not. Hopefully the UFC doesn't give him the privilege to duck Arman, because in my opinion, that's the next fight to make. Arman deserves it. The world deserves it. This community deserves it. LOL. So you are saying Sean Strickland will get submitted in round 1. Sean Strickland will get killed. Okay? Get killed. Sean is 90% brain dead. 99%. Nah, the UFC doesn't want to give Arman a title shot. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but you know what? Arman should and will get the next title shot against Ilia Topuria. If he doesn't, there will be an uproar. There will be an uproar, guys. That 100%. The next fight to make, you are correct, Gino. That is 100% the next fight to make. Ilia Topuria, Arman Tsarukyan. That's the next fight to make, guys. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, man. Support the community, okay? Run up these likes, run up these shares, and run up these subscriptions, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you for pushing this community. I really do. Let me see. So, LOL. So, if Sean Strickland is 99% brain dead, what is the other 1%? I think the other 1% is monkey. Okay? Plain and simple. Oh God, the other 1% is straight monkey. You know, straight up. Oh man, have you have ever one have ever one ever told you that you look like Seth Rollins? Who the fuck is Seth Rollins, bro? Everybody keeps saying this to me. Somebody told me I look like Seth Rollins. I don't know who this guy is. All right, people say I look like Seth Rollins. People say I look like this other guy. He's an actor. He's like this famous actor in the Indian community. When I saw him, I saw it. Yeah, me and him do look familiar. I don't know who Seth Rollins is though. Let me see. You're watching this China card live, Mr. C. I will be live for this China card headline by Johnny Walker and Zhang Ming Yang. I will be live for that event, even though that event is happening at 3:00 in the morning. Okay, I will be live. Now I don't know what time I'll be live. I don't think I'll be live right away at 3:00 in the morning, but I will be live. Okay, so you guys got to catch me on Saturday for that event, guys. GTA Shorts. Welcome back to your chat. Welcome back to your channel, GTA Shorts. What is going on? How you doing? He's a WWE wrestler. Seth Rollins is a WWE wrestler? Really? Seth Rollins is a WWE wrestler. I gotta check this out. I'm gonna check him out. I'm gonna check out Seth Rollins, and I'm gonna see if he actually looks like me. Because if he does, then I'm gonna get back on this chat and say, okay, you're right. All right. Oh, Seth Rollins is one of WWE gimmick shits. Oh, I didn't know. I don't know who that is. I don't watch WWE, guys. Okay, back in my day when I used to watch WWE, it was called WWF, the World Wrestling Federation. Okay, that's the real nitty and gritty. Okay, whatever they have right now is just pure bullshit and not entertainment. Back in the day, you believed them. I believed the Undertaker. I believed Kane. I believe Mankind. I believe Stone Cold and The Rock. I believe all of them. Okay? Terrific actors, terrific wrestlers, but unfortunately today we have none. You don't look like Seth. You don't look like Seth. Seth looks like you. There you go, August. You're damn right. You're fucking damn right. I'm here, my boy. Good. I'm doing good, GTA. I'm glad you're here. Okay. I am glad you're a part of this community. I am glad you are here now. Okay. I don't know how much longer I will stay, but I'll try to stay a little longer now that you're actually here on the chat. Okay. Kiro Barrero on a 14-fight win streak. This clearly the next match, if he wins, Amarov, and is the best fight versus Chimaev. It would be a good fight. You know, those fighting nerds are doing something right. That's for sure. You know what I mean? So maybe if he's able to beat Imarov, he'll get the next title shot against Chimaev. But easier said than done, guys. Okay, easier said than done. You guys even have the same voice. Gino, do we really have the same voice? Are you serious right now? Well, damn. I'm gonna have to check out this Seth Rollins on the mic. Okay, hopefully he's good on the mic. If he's not good on the mic, then I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I'm just being honest with you guys. I don't know what to say. All right, but I'm gonna check this guy out. Okay, I'm gonna check this guy out. If RDR trashes, what? Mr. C says, I'm American but moved to Vietnam. Glad to have a card on the time for once. Well, that is what's up, man. How's Vietnam treating you? Okay, I hear Vietnam is a beautiful place to be. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, you can't buy land over there. I mean, that's what I hear or whatnot. But that is awesome. That is awesome that you're over there in Vietnam. You're enjoying yourself. You're enjoying the views. You know, and yeah, this card will be on your time slot. So you should catch my live. I will be going live for that. Okay, it will be 3:00 in the morning where I'm at. Main card starts at 6:00 in the morning. GTA Shorts. Who's your favorite UFC fighter? GTA Shorts, you already know who's my favorite UFC fighter, especially if you're one of these characters in this community. Okay, I done did told you it's BJ Penn and Frank Shamrock. It's BJ Penn and Frank Shamrock. Those are the two. I think Big Beards have an unfair advantage in the UFC for real. August, damn, it's the Beard Patrol. It's the Beard Patrol. Who do you give DDP next? Mars. Look, I don't want to. I don't even know. I don't even know who DDP fights next. To be honest with you, in my opinion, I think DDP, he needs to fight his coach, okay? Because his coach is atrocious. Virtually gave him no advice in between rounds, and from the looks of it, it looks like they didn't even train wrestling. Okay, point blank, he should be fighting his coach. Should be the next fight for Chimaev. Gino, maybe that will be the next fight for him, but I don't know. I have no idea. I want to get submitted by Tiffany in WWE. Not a word against them. They are great athletes. Yeah, RN. To each their own. So where does Dricus fall in the rankings? Is he now number 3? Man, I don't know where he falls in the rankings. Maybe he falls to number 3. Maybe he falls to number 2. I don't know. I don't know. But with that type of wrestling, he should fall all the way to the bottom. Let me stop. Chimaev is the only undefeated fighter in the division. He sure is. Mine is John Jones and Ilia Topuria. I like John Jones. I like Ilia Topuria, but those are definitely not my favorite fighters. But those are great picks. Those are great picks. John Jones, undefeated. You know what I mean? For sure. Ilia Topuria, undefeated. For sure. Why not? Those are great fighters right there. Mr. C says, Vietnam is lovely. My wife can buy land. Oh, yeah, because she's from Vietnam. That's right. I forget. Only if you're from Vietnam, you can buy land. But if you're not from Vietnam, you can't buy land. I'm sorry. I just didn't think you know what I mean? There was a significant other there. But there is a significant other. So your wife does get to buy some land. So that's awesome, guys. That is awesome. You got to take advantage of that. Buy all the land that you can over there in Vietnam so us Americans can come over there and take over. No, I'm just playing around, guys. I'm joking. That is a big joke, okay? All right? We already saw how that went. I don't want to see that again. But let me see. DDP basically needs all the contenders. He really needs to improve his wrestling. Yeah, Gino, he really does. I can't disagree with you. He really, really does need to improve his wrestling. And not only his wrestling, he needs to improve his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and his understanding for positioning, okay? I'm telling you, it's almost as if DDP didn't even know how to, he doesn't even know how to identify positions. Unbelievable. Who do you think of MVP versus Izzy? Mars, that is a great question. I would love to see that fight. That's a spectacular fight, MVP versus Izzy. However, I don't think the UFC wants to book that fight. They're more likely to book MVP versus Carlos Prates just because both guys are, they have momentum. Recently they both performed really well. And Izzy been out of the game for a little bit, Let me see. August says, did Khabib say he's coming back, or is it BS? Also, Bones coming back. August, John Jones already came back. Apparently, he's already back in the testing pool. So John Jones, technically, he's back. Now, when it comes to Khabib, I think those are rumors. I don't think he's going to come back at all. If he does come back, it's probably going to be like a wrestling match, maybe a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu match. I'm not sure, but highly unlikely, okay, that Khabib Nurmagomedov actually come back to the UFC. Let me see. Question, do you have to buy ESPN or no? Question, do you have to buy ESPN or no? GTA, what are you talking about? Buy ESPN for what? Well, you do have to subscribe to ESPN if you want to watch the fights. You do have to subscribe to ESPN, and I believe the subscription for ESPN is about, I think, like $12 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But don't worry, GTA. Don't worry. All right. ESPN is going to expire at the end of the year, and that contract with UFC is going to be void. And moving forward, you have to download and you have to get Paramount app. All right. That's the new deal with UFC, is Paramount and the UFC. And guess what, guys? All the events for 2026 and beyond will be free. Okay. There will be no pay-per-views anymore beyond once 2026 starts. So GTA, this is a good time to get into mixed martial arts. Let me see. MVP versus Izzy could be the most entertaining fight. Gino, I do agree with you. Maybe DDP drank too little beer before the fight. Damn, I know he's drinking afterwards. Izzy kills MVP. MVP not that good. He fights no top 5 guys. No, actually, I think MVP would. I think MVP would do good. I think MVP would do very, very well against Izzy, in my opinion. I think he'll find success. To be real. Wait, John Jones is coming back. Yes, GTA. John Jones is back. He is back in the testing pool, and that's reality. Okay, but yeah, guys, run up the likes, run up the shares, okay, and run up the subscriptions, man. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for supporting this community, man, and pushing this community, continuously. Honestly, man, I can't do this without you guys. I really can't. I always say this, man. I am the pilot, man. I am just the pilot, and this is your channel, guys. You know what I mean? But going back to the topic of discussion right now, when it comes to RDR and Chimaev, I think that's a good fight. I think, like I said before, if the UFC is able to book this for October, I think they should. And if Chimaev is able to, do this quick turnaround, I think he should do it. I think this would be a great opportunity to shut up the rest of the community. All right, because I mean, it's almost as if nobody wants Chimaev to find success. It's almost as if everybody is like, they'll say anything just to discredit Chimaev. It's such a sad story. So hopefully, he could do this quick turnaround, shut up everybody, and prove everybody wrong. I think it's a good fight against RDR. I think RDR, he has some momentum as well. I think it's a sellable fight, to be honest with you. And when it comes to Frankie Edgar, guys, I'm sorry, man. I do not want to see him in BKFC. I'm just being real. He's going to get hurt, and somebody needs to sit him down and talk to him. I'm just being real. Let me read some of these comments before I'm out of here. Bones is done with his coke vacation. Probably, I heard John Jones took cocaine overtime on the weekend and a long time ago, and he still won the fight. Definitely did. You trans. James Lawler, definitely not trans, man. Definitely not trans. Do you watch Dana White Contender Series like today's Tuesday? No, I do not watch Dana White's Contender Series. I don't watch that. I used to watch the Ultimate Fighter show. Unfortunately, the Ultimate Fighter show it's literally on his dying bed. Okay. I mean, once you put Daniel Cormier and Chael Sonnen as the Ultimate Fighter coaches, I mean, that's it. It speaks volumes for itself, guys. Straight trash. I don't watch the show anymore. Okay, that show is gonna be obsolete the way it's going. All right. 2 days before fight. Give us your real name, mate. Otherwise, you see people calling you made up names above. OE. You call me OE. You know what I mean, Arvan? You call me OE, Arvan. Okay? Every time I get into this live, I always greet you guys, by telling you what the channel is. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Okay? Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel. The only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right? But anyways, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being on the chat and chatting with me. I really appreciate you guys for supporting this community. I continue pushing this community to where I know it belongs. I'm out of here, guys. I'll probably go live most likely tomorrow once again. Talk more specifically about what's ahead of us. But until then, guys, stay blessed and stay up. I'll see you later.